The giver of all good, we praise thee for our daily food. May Rotary friends and Rotary ways help us to serve thee all our days.
Past presidents in the House, the incoming presidents, guests of Rotary, friends of Rotary, fellow Rotarians, the four witnesses of the things we think, say, or do. 1.
Is it the truth?
2.
Is it fair to all concerned?
3.
Will it build goodwill and better friendship?
And lastly, 4.
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
The four witnesses.
Past president, my IPP, my president-elect, fellow Rotarians and guests. The object of Rotary. The object of Rotary is to encourage and foster the ideal of service as a basis of worthy enterprise, and in particular, to encourage and foster the following. First, the development of acquaintance as an opportunity for service. Second, high ethical standards in business and professions. The recognition of the worthiness of all useful occupations and the dignifying of each Rotarian's occupation as an opportunity to serve society. Third, the application of the ideal of service in each Rotarian's personal, business, and community life. And lastly, the advancement of international understanding, goodwill, and peace through a world fellowship of business and professional persons united in this ideal of service. Thank you.
Idea of life that they're about to step into. And to that end, we are able to invite a guest speaker, a seasoned one, to give them, to shed light on their path. That's what we have to do. Thank you, my President.
A round of applause.
Directors. Our guest and special speaker today is Mr. Ayodeji Ismail Karim. He was born on the 18th of December 1970 to the family of Dauda Adebayo Karim in the Northeast local government of Oyo State. He had his primary education at St. George's Boys School, Falomo, Ikoyi, Lagos, and his secondary education at the Metropolitan College, Isolo, before proceeding to South Thames College, Wandsworth, London, where he obtained a national diploma in electromechanical sciences. He also holds a degree or bachelor's of materials engineering and engineering design, manufacturing both from the University of Wales and Swansea, UK. Ayodeji worked as a manager at Leipan Croissant Limited, Southall, UK, before advancing to Charles Working and Associate Company Limited, UK, as project team lead. He served as Chief Executive Officer at Fortis Construction Company Limited and was employed by Costain West Africa PLC in February 2007 as Operations Director. He rose to become the Managing Director and Chief Executive of the construction giant. Help me to welcome Mr. Ayodeji Ismail Karim.
Please, just to be modest, I wanted to share some experience with you. Dayo Labadi is a very good brother of mine. He approached me to see what we can do for the youth. High school, I was in the Interact Club, but that was a very long time ago, so I couldn't really remember what the procedures are today. So please, forgive me.
We will bring you back to Rotary.
Yes, we'll remind you.
Thank you. Entrepreneurship. As an entrepreneur myself, there's a few things that's missing in my citation, which is my army career. I try not to put it in there because people associate things to soldiers. I shouldn't. When I left school, I joined the army straight away at 17. When I arrived in England, one of the first things I did was to join the army at 17 and a half. So by the age of 18, I became a private. So my army career took me on a journey to university, and at the university I joined the Officers Training Corps. Because I served in the ranks before going to university, and now I have to convert to an officer training. I couldn't go back, being fortunate. But being fortunate is not because of effort and sweat, guts, and blood put into it. So for the youth, I think it's very important. I was quite fascinated about the 4-way test that we read here today. And that's the first time I've actually come across something like that. And I think it's very pertinent, and it's important that you draw inspiration from those 4. Even if it's the only thing that we all take away from here, I would definitely take that away as the 4-way test. For me, I would use that on my wall as the motivator for myself. I'm not sure how long I have, but I wanted to divide my topic, entrepreneurship definition, with you. The definition of entrepreneurship is actually pretty straightforward. It's the activity of setting up the business or businesses, taking on financial risk in the whole. There are 4 categories of entrepreneurs. For those of you who are already in business, I think these 4 points are actually very important that you need to take into account when you're trying to become an entrepreneur. One of the key things about Nigeria is that the middle class is probably the most in the world. So the middle class will consist of you young graduates from the age of 20. Even if you don't go to university, you go to polytechnic, or you learn really moving the economy forward. You're the ones who can. You're earning salary. You have long term of earning that salary, so you can take on mortgages, you can take on loans, and the bank is quite confident away from what I'm trying to say to you today. As a youth, so like learning. Going back to the definition, it is the activity of setting up a business or businesses, taking on financial risk. There's risk involved in the hope of making profit. The 4 types of entrepreneurs.
We have done our zone proud. Are you proud of us? And these wonderful people here have done our club proud. We are so much proud of you. We appreciate you. Thank you for doing us proud. Thank you for bringing the trophy to Rotary Club of Ibadan, Jericho-Metro. I know next year we're going to do better than this. Thank you. Let's appreciate them. Thank you. They deserve that.
President-elect, past assistant governors in the House, past presidents, and fellow Rotarians. The announcements are as follows. Rotarian Ayo Fagbo, our SA, is going to bury his father-in-law tomorrow, the 28th of May. Yes, at Kakao in here from 2 p.m. No, it's tomorrow. The president will be having his birthday party for his twins on the 30th of May at World Lilies. The district governor-elect is going to be having his investiture on the 31st of July 2021, and the admission fee is 20,000 naira now, and it's going to be in Abuja. The club is now in partnership with Leadway Assurance Company. The company will now require means of application like the driver's license. This is a yearly insurance scheme for death, disability, and medical insurance. This is for members who have paid their membership in full. Members can still collect the forms to fill and submit their forms of ID to me. Social media handles of Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Members can now start paying for their 2021-2022 Rotary year. And members who have not paid for their last year can still do so. The May edition of the food outreach program is going to take place on the 2nd of June, like the president said, and the venue is St. Richard's Catholic School in Jericho.
The main bulletin has been distributed today, and members can still advertise their professional and business portfolios at the cost of 5,000 naira. Thank you.
La 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 la